Hi, in the previous video, we have seen how to add the members to the DR protection group on both regions. Now we are going to create and customize our DR switchover plan. So let's move to the OCI console. So the DR switchover plan must always be added from the DR region. So here in our case, we are on the Phoenix region, and we have to create our plan. So we'll click on create, we'll give it a name. Switch over. And we select the type of the plan, switch over in our case, and we click on create. It's now on creating state. It will take a couple of seconds to terminate, and the switch over plan will be based on all the members that we have already added to our members on both regions. So there is a set of built-in group that will be created. So we'll see that once the switchover plan is terminated and created completely. So the DR switchover plan is now created. It's on active state. If we go to the details, we can see here all the group pre-built in group created. We have a list of tasks here inside of each group, and those group are, as I told you, based on the members that we have added to our member group. So we have like stopping the instance on the primary, we have the switchover of the DB, we have launching the compute on the standby. So we can see here there is a couple of group that are disabled, like terminating the compute instance on the primary. In my case, I will enable this one because once the compute are stopped in the primary, they will be stopped in a stopped state, but I want to terminate them and remove those compute from the primary once they are now running on Phoenix. And the same for the volume group. I want also to remove and terminate the volume group. So I will enable also this step. So now the built-in group are added to our plan, but in our case, for the Moshop application, this is not sufficient to perform all the switchover plan that we need. In our case, we have several custom scripts that are inside the compute instance that we must run during the switchover plan, like for example, removing the compute from the load balancer backend set, adding those compute to the new load balancer set on Phoenix, changing the DNS record, and updating the wallet, for example, for the new database in Phoenix. So those custom scripts exist on the compute instance, and we have to add them as user-defined group in this switchover plan. So to do this, we'll go to Add Group. We will give a name to the group. We'll start by this step of removing the node from the backend set, from the load balancer backend set. We have to check the error mode if this step failed. So if this failed, it will stop all the plan. The timeout will keep the default one. And here we select where we select run local script, and this script will be running on a compute. In our case, it's one of the VM of the application instance, compute instance. And we select the name of the compute, and for the script, we'll put the full path of the script with all the parameters needed. So here we call a script called remove from backend set. It's a Python script, and it took as parameter the OSID number of the load balancer. We click on add step. If we have another step in this group, we can add another, but in our case, we have just one node. So we click on add, and then it will take also a couple of seconds to be added. So here we can see the group that we have added manually. It's tagged user defined, and we can see the details of what we have added here. So we have a couple of other steps, as I told you, to be added to this group. I will add them behind. I will stop the video for the moment and will be back once I've added all the steps to the group. So all the user-defined scripts are now added to the plan group, and but they are not in the right order, right? So here, for example, removing the node from the load balancer backend set must be started before stopping the instance. So to reorder all the steps, we can do this by an action and reorder group, and we can make this, put it up here to be in the right place. So I will do all the changes here, and I will show you the final configuration when it's done. As you can see, I have reordered all the plan groups to suit my needs, and I click on save. Now it's really corresponding to what I need to do as switch once the switchover is performed. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to create the switchover plan and how to customize it. In the next video, we'll see how to pre-check this plan and really perform the switchover. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.